for our club executive committee for the year 2022 and 2023. Few ground rules to follow. You all are requested who are present in the room to switch your mobiles to the silent mode so that we can have no interruption. Secondly, those who are present online are requested to please turn on their video so that we can have a better connectivity, better interaction. Three topics which we encourage not to discuss about. First one is politics, second one is religion, and third one is sex. With that, I would like, now it's time for me to call the president of Karachi Toastmasters Club. He is currently serving as district director of District 122. Please give him a big round of applause. Please welcome Toastmasters Club.
Yes, just a second.
Again, give him a big round of applause.
Yeah, I needed at least 3 times to, listen. All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for making it there. Again, as our de facto Sergeant Arms told you, it's a very special meeting because I needed at least 3 times to, listen. Secondly, we'll have elections today, and we hope to elect our next year's leadership. So, yes, and the meeting is also being live streamed, so everyone, please be on your best behavior. So, without further ado, let's kick off the meeting. So we are on a tight schedule today because we all have to go for dinner, and we have to make it at a time where they serve dinner rather than pushing us away. So we have shortened some of the segments, and thankfully one of those segments is the presidential address. So I will just say a few words. Un, dos, tres, cuatro. We have a guest today. Please come on the stage and speak. Please.
This is Aslam. Currently working in oil and gas industry, United Department. That is the voice over. Very good to be here. As you know, radio communication is actually very important. So these are my perspective about today.
Thank you so much, and we hope you have a wonderful experience there. Now, with that, we move on to the meeting proper, and that will be hosted by our Toastmaster of the day. Now, our Toastmaster of the day needs no introduction, but I'll give it anyway. Toastmaster Rabia Zishan was born in 1942.
It's going to remain with me forever.
According to one of her own speeches, it was her Urdu speech. So we were shocked, and when she said that, everyone, including the judges, forgot all about the speech and just started wondering that she's older.
They started calculating.
It doesn't look that old. So, but she is one of our most dedicated members. She's also the VP Education of DCF Toastmasters Club. And I won't say anything more about DCF because I'm sure Toastmaster Rabia has a 5-hour discourse prepared on DCF as part of her table session.
Yes.
But she's also one of our contest winning speakers, and she's barely a year old as a Toastmaster, a little more than a year old. She is a dual what's the word for dream in dual, like dual and whatever. Yeah. So she's a member of 3 clubs. She's a member of the Karachi Toastmasters Club. She's a member of her home club, the Toastmasters Club, and she is a member of Leaders Worldwide San Francisco. So without further ado, and with a polite reminder that we need to keep everything short today, which also includes the goals introduction, which the team only will do today. Everyone, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Rajesh.
We should all and think it, but not take that first step. So make sure to take that first step whenever you dream something. Just a one polite reminder, when I dreamt about doing some good work early in my marriage life, I kept on dreaming about it for like about 12 years before I actually took the step of joining the Citizens Foundation. So you can dream for how many years you want, but it won't come true until you take action on it. So dream, but do take action on them too. In every Toastmasters meeting, we have 3 segments. The first is the prepared speech segment. The second is the table topics, which is the extempore speech segment. And the third is the journal evaluation segment. And to keep a meeting in progress, and we have a lot of role players and facilitators which help us throughout the meeting. So I now be calling the role players one by one, and they'll be explaining their roles.
You will be calling the role players and you will
You'll be just
explain
explaining the rules.
Okay, so but they won't come here then. Just quickly. Okay, for grammarian and word master, we have Toastmaster Ali Zarga. The word of the day today is valor, which means bravery and doing something which needs
Courage.
which needs courage. So for your dreams to come true, you need valor to yes. For timer today, we have Nityam Thala. He will be showing us the for the people. Yes. For the in-person meeting, he will be showing us these red, yellow, and green bulbs. And in the online, he will be changing the background. So it will be according to the speech minutes. For the vote counter, we have Bitin Shoaib. For the listener, we have Toastmaster Base Ahmed. Big round of applause for him. We'll be putting down the interesting phrases throughout the evening and then taking a quiz at the end of us. For our counter today, we have Toastmaster Mr. Kaval. A big round of applause to her for joining. Division Director B. And she will be noting our ahs and ums and filler words and any repetitive words, which I am making quite a lot today. And for the joke master, we have Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. And I cannot do your part. We have to come for that. That's the one role she'll tell herself what she has to do.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, why don't elephants use computers? Why don't elephants use computers? Because they're afraid of the mouse. 3 things I've learned in school: texting without looking, sleeping without getting caught, and teamwork on tests. Thank you.
I really learned sleeping without anyone knowing in college, not in school. So let's start with our speech segment, and I'm going pretty fast today because we have to end this meeting on time. Our first speech today is by Toastmaster Mufaddil, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Rishan Aziz. Please come and take the floor.
I'm evaluating the second speech of Toastmaster Mufaddil, and the speech length will be 5 to 7 minutes. And the purpose is of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply it back for a second speech. This is the second. Okay, so you've taken the feedback and now you're going again.
What was the feedback?
But yeah, if you have some feedback ready.
Yeah, the feedback was to work on the vocal.
Oh, good luck. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing good. I just banged a book on the floor. For those who are having this session online, let me just tell you, I just banged the book on the floor. How you guys are feeling for this book? I need answers from those who were not in the last session. Anyone who was not in the last session, how they are feeling about this act?
I can.
Sorry?
Excited.
Excited. Okay.
No, I think that I should pick this book up and put it back.
No, please. Okay.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, waiting for the book. Yes. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I had the exact same feeling when a trainer started his training exactly in the same manner. And this training was about a corporate training, which I had a few days ago. As he threw the book, I was completely clueless why he has thrown or banged the book like this, and what the hell it is related with the team building. How is it related with the team building? For the reason that training was termed to be having a team building session. As he moved on with the session, he asked from the public that how they are feeling. A lady was there, busted with anger. Are you crazy? What you just did? You just banged the book on the floor. He said, yes, I just did. Then everybody was annoyed. Everybody said that you didn't do the right thing. So he said, what bad did I do? He said, you banged the book on the floor. Everybody was saying that. So he picked the book again and he put it very softly. And he said, okay, is this fine now? So people were still not satisfied. They said, the book is not the place where you're keeping it. The book, from books, we learn a lot from the book. So we have sentiments attached with the book, and the book is not the place where you place it. The floor is not the place where you place the book. The debate kept on going, and one of the persons said that please pick it up just like you said and put it back on the table. So he said, why? What is the problem on the floor? He said somebody can walk on it and it can be damaged. So he said, okay, fine. Let's pick it up and put it over here. Now what? Is it safe? Nobody can walk on it. Nobody can damage it. Is it fine or not? Then even we were not satisfied. Then he kept on debating, kept on asking, and we were telling him that he just did not do the right thing. Then he just picked the book again, put it on the floor, and asked some of the volunteers to come and stand around the book. I just need 3 volunteers who were not present at the last meeting. Anyone who was not present in the last meeting, can you please come? Can you please? So you also think that this is not the right place to place the book, right? Would you mind if I ask you to sit on the floor with me? Yes, sure. Please. If you sit on the floor, what do you think about the book now? Is it the right place to place? No. No. If you sit for studying at the house, where do you place the book? At least not on the floor.
Well, use a pillow or something. Not exactly on the floor. You don't put it on the floor.
on the pillow.
Okay, there can be this different perspective. This was a different answer, but when we sat on the floor, everybody was satisfied with the position of the book. What he was trying to convey was that when we are looking the book on the floor while sitting on the table, we don't feel good. The perspective is different. So whenever we are looking at things through different perspectives and different lenses, we don't adopt things very easily. The norms and the cultures, they settle things into our subconscious, which makes us difficult to accept things very easy. Like in villages right now, if you go into the schools, students sit on the floor and they still study like that, keeping the books on the floor. In the same manner, sometimes Allah also takes us to some unpleasant situations where we just keep on yelling, why is this happening to me? Why me? But when the table turns around, when he turns the table around and when there is a paradigm shift, then we understand why this actually happened. So whenever there is a bang in your life, just think before you act. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mufaddal. You showed great valor when you didn't get the answer you were expecting today. Our next speech is by.
No, that's okay.
Okay, so our next speech today is by DTM Sarfaraz, and his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Toastmaster Fahim Razak, please explain the project details.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rabia Zishan. So our next speaker is DTM Sir Sarfaraz. He's giving the speech from the Pathway Motivational Strategy.
Maybe he stepped away. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, can you guys not hear me?
Toastmaster Fahim, yeah, there he is in this. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, Toastmaster Fahim.
Can you guys hear me? And I am
Toastmaster Fahim, you can start now.
Okay, cool. Thank you, TM Rabia Zishan.
Oh, it's not audible. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Toastmaster Fahim,
Is this any better?
Oh.
just turn the sound also.
What did you
No,
do?
it's all right.
Can you hear?
It's
It's all right, Toastmaster Fahim. Actually, the problem is at our end. Just give us a second.
Could you please say something?
Try saying something, Toastmaster Fahim.
Yeah, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes.
Okay, third time lucky. Thank you. Once again, thank you, TM Rabia Zishan. So our next speaker is DTM Sir Sarfaraz Nazir. He is giving a speech from Pathway Motivational Strategies. And this speech is from Level 3 Elective, Connect with Storytelling. The title of the speech is Daunting Decisions. And the time is 5 to 7 minutes. Actually, daunting decision, not decisions, just one. So not plural, daunting decision. The purpose of the speech is, the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. So with that, over to you, DTM Sarfaraz. Thank you.
In A Tale of Two Cities, Charles Dickens writes, "It was the best of time. It was the worst of time. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness." Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. At the time, I was a student. When I was hungry, I had two choices: cook something for myself or go to bed hungry and hope that my stomach does not growl all night long. Sometimes I chose choice number 3, go out to a fast food restaurant and get something to eat. One evening, I walked to Burger King. I went there so often that I knew most of the employees. There were students who were working part-time. As I approached Burger King, one of the employees, Brenda, came out. She was off that day in more ways than one. She was wearing a floral blouse, black pants, and she was wearing a big smile. "Hi, Safaraz." I smiled back. She asked me something that many men would die for. She said, "Do you know a place where I can spend the night?" Do I? A young woman asking a young man, "Where can I spend the night?" is like asking a starving man, "Do you want some food?" Fellow Toastmasters, what do you think was my response? No, not what you're thinking. I asked like a child, "Why?" "I'm leaving home." "Why?" "My parents don't love me." "Why?" I asked so many whys that she got fed up. For about 30 minutes, we walked back and forth in front of Burger King. I was trying to determine if there was someone in her family who could go and talk to her parents. Because I only knew the story from Brenda's side, that her parents did not care about her, and so she wanted to move to Los Angeles. And I knew what would happen to her if she moved there. Having no option available, I mustered all the courage I could and decided to go to her house. It was the first time I was entering an American home without an invitation. It was an act of valor. She took me inside to her TV room. Her mother was a tall 6'2" woman. Her father was 6'5" or 6 inches tall. He weighed 250 pounds and looked like an American football player. I sat down. Her parents gave me a cold shoulder. At that time, I did not know why. Brenda failed to tell me that earlier that day she had told her parents that a Mexican boy would be coming to take her and she was going to move in with him. When they saw me, they thought I was that Mexican boy who was taking their daughter. They talked to Brenda, but not a word to me. I sat there for a few minutes. Finally, her mother asked me, "Are you taking Brenda with you?" I just shook my head. I couldn't open my mouth. They let a sigh of relief. I was wondering, what am I doing here? I don't know how to bring up the subject that why is Brenda leaving home? Why don't you love her anymore? At that moment, her sister walked in. Her sister was 1 year younger than Brenda. She was like a beauty queen. One glance at her and my eyes got dilated, but immediately I looked down. I was afraid what her father might do to me. After about 5 minutes, I gathered some courage and I said, "Can I talk to you?" Her parents took me to their living room. Her father closed the door and locked it behind. Now I was really shaking inside. I tried to open my mouth to say something, but I couldn't. It was worse than giving an icebreaker speech. After a few minutes, I finally said that Brenda tells me that you don't want her to stay here. You don't love her, so she's leaving home. Her father said, "No, we love Brenda, but she keeps threatening that she is going to leave. We cannot have her influence other kids, so we told her she can go." We talked They said that they loved her, but they did not like her attitude. So we talked to her for a few minutes. Now they were relaxed, finally realizing that I was not going to take Brenda with me. They asked me, would you like to do something? No, I was afraid. I just was looking for the nearest exit and a way to get out of there. They took me back to the TV room, introduced me to their kids. It was about 9 o'clock. I said, I have to leave. It's a long walk to my apartment. Her father said, I will give you a ride. Well, I wasn't sure that I would like to be alone with her father, but it was late and I didn't want to walk a long ways. So I said, okay. So he dropped me. I was still hungry, but I thought about what had happened. It was a daunting decision when she said, do you know a place where I can live or spend the night? I thought, next time a girl asks me, I'm going to say, no English. Madam Toastmaster. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, DTM Sarfaraz, for that wonderful speech. Our next speaker today is Toastmaster Naveed Aslam, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Javed Bhatti. Is he online?
Okay, the Toastmaster Alisha can be requested to elaborate, or what we can do. Toastmaster Javed is here, and we have who's evaluating Toastmaster Javed? I am. Toastmaster Javed, you are evaluating, right? So we can switch to Toastmaster Javed. If Javed Bhatti comes, otherwise we.
Okay, so DTM Aliyashar will evaluate. Okay. So Toastmaster Wajahat will evaluate. Okay. So Toastmaster Naveed Aslam's speech will be evaluated by
Toastmaster Wajahat will do the speech. We move.
Okay. So okay, we'll wait for Toastmaster Javed Bhatti to join, and meanwhile we'll have Toastmaster Syed Wajahat, whose speech is being evaluated by DTM Aliyashar and
Toastmaster Wajahat, are you there? He is in the meeting.
he is in the meeting.
Yeah, I
Then who is evaluating Toastmaster?
Bilal.
yeah.
DTM Tawaz?
Right, yeah. All right. Is he there? Toastmaster Wajahat, are you there? I think he is in the meeting, maybe he's away. So we can reach out for the meeting.
Okay. So let's have a short break. I would now like to call Toastmaster Saleha to come and say a few words. Please welcome to all.
Thank you. I hope I'm audible and visible to all.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I feel like this is a doing of Toastmaster Imran, which is also another doing of his, which is inviting me to your wonderful club. I'm a very passionate speaker and a Toastmaster. I love this club and community to no end since I joined back in 2019. But the reason why I'm here and joined you all today, this evening for you and afternoon for me, is because of a very great well-wisher of mine, which is Toastmaster Imran. Since I had joined Toastmaster, he had been like a true believer in my speaking ability and a true believer in my Toastmaster capabilities. So today, as his invitation was forwarded to me, I could not decline or say no. And I am glad that I didn't, because I got to witness such greatness in this club and positive vibes and positive people. So thank you for all for having me, and thank you Toastmaster Imran for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Toastmaster Saleh, it was great to hear from you. If you have a little more time, can you speak something about the theme today? The dreams. What dreams?
Could you please kindly repeat the theme of the day for today?
Dreams. Dreams.
Dreams. Of course, I would love to speak a few words on this topic. As do I, and as do all of you over here. I'm sure you all have dreams, as do I. Dreams are something that makes us human. Dreams are something that keeps us going. Dreams are something that makes us sleep soundly at night. You have a rough day, you have a tough day. You know that when you go to sleep, you'll have dreams, or you'll be dreaming something that you truly wish and dream for. And sometimes those dreams come into reality, be it fun-loving family, be it a fun-loving home, be it a nice place which you can call yours. These are all dreams that makes us whole, and it's not necessarily materialistic. Dreams could be just happiness. So this is a very important topic and a very important theme, because we all thrive and we all prosper on dreams. Thank you very much. Thank you for letting me speak a few words.
Thank you so much. Now let's get back to our prepared speech segment. And our next speaker today is Toastmaster Bilaluddin, who will be evaluated by DTM Talha bin Hamid. Okay, so we are having a lot of technical difficulties and agenda difficulties. Next speech today is by Toastmaster Bajaj, and it will be evaluated by DTM Ali Ashwaranju.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. So our next speaker is Toastmaster Syed Wajahat on his pathway of presentation mastery, level 3, project 1, persuasive speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to understand the types of persuasive speeches and deliver a persuasive speech at a club level. So Toastmaster Syed Wajahat, don't let your passion stop Toastmaster Syed Wajahat.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, actually, I was just about to arrange the headphones, but I never expect that I am the one. Thank you very much, Toastmaster. Today is my topic that always follow your passion. We are living in a society in which we are facing challenges every day to save our position, to save our job, to save our integrity. On 24 hours a day, we are 100% focused on one goal: how to secure the future of the people of the house. Just observe that in younger age, we have got a lot of passion. We always focus on our passion. We live with the passion. And if you ask the doctor, if you ask any medical professional that what about the overthinking, they always tell you that overthinking is very, very bad for health. But as far as the passion is concerned, if you overthink about the passion, so your mental health will be much more prosper and much more better. So passion is that kind of positivity in that. I remember the days when I was in secondary class, I got the passion. I was crazy about the cricket. I played a lot of cricket. Just imagine in this kind of temperature, this kind of scorching sun rays, the temperature above 48 centigrade, and we are just playing cricket 6 hours a day. just imagine what kind of fitness and what kind of enthusiasm we used to have when we play cricket and we follow our passion. This kind of activity, this kind of fitness is just the foundation which you can see in the age that I am just about to touch the 40. But right now I am fit just because of that enthusiasm, that energy level when I used to invest in my passion. We could not be able to sleep before the night of the match. Like just tomorrow is the match. I could not be able to sleep for the whole night. I was overthinking. I was thinking a lot, but always focus on my passion. That was very positive mindset you used to follow. I remember a day, the best day of my life. Just my father was working in Defence Southern Club, and there was a Lahore team, the cricket under 19 team. They just came to play cricket match with Karachiites. That was a 30-over match, and at that time I was playing under 16. So I was underage, and along with that I was underdog in that team because I am Karachiites and they are Lahoris, and you know that. So they gave me the complete chance, the 100% chance to see the match for the whole day because they are not going to give me any opportunity. And I was just sitting and watching the complete entire match with me, and I was a player, but they are not giving me opportunity because I was underdog and I was underage. But just imagine that their 9 wickets are gone and they need 30 runs only in 10 balls. And right now, only I am the player left. So they just sent me on the crease. They were so relaxed. The opposite team was so relaxed. They are very happy and they are very excited that no problem. We have already won the match, but there was a huge storm of big sixes because I used to be a biggest slugger in my area. So I hit 4 balls, 4 6, 29 runs in only 7 balls and just finished the match within 2 overs. So that was just consider that I let them won the match and they just hold me on their shoulders, and that was a very exciting moment for me. But right now, society won, passion lose. I left cricket because I need to take the admission in the examination. So I didn't have chance to play more, so I left cricket. Then I came towards the second passion, which was singing. For the whole day, we were just lying on the grass of the university and playing guitar for the whole day. And that was very, very peaceful moments for us. And just 5 to 6 friends, and they are just singing together. It provides a high peace of mind to me. Very, 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 very classy moment at that time. But still, you could not be able to pursue your passion if you willing to jump in your professional life. Again, society won, passion lose, and I left singing. Then I was just created a very, very extensive plan. The plan was that why should not I sink my passion towards the career and towards the society? Like what society is thinking about the whole scenario, I think I should sink my passion toward the society. Like right now, my passion is how to fill the pockets, how to invest the money, how to invest the money which will be fruitful within 2-3 years. How can I make an empire within 4 to 5 years in which my whole family, whatever, they're just following me. I can just leave the footstep to my juniors and they can follow me. This kind of passion is just sync with the society and the thinking of the people. So you can sync your passion towards your professionalism, whatever the avocation you are adopting, you can sync your passion, you can sync your passion is that. And if you sync both the things, so definitely there would be a great chance for the success. So right now, I am highly, highly motivated to tell you, whoever is listening to me, that never worry about the future, always create a passion. Like passion is the only thing, like if you are not able to create the passion with your own mentality, try your level best to find the pleasure in your working criteria. Whatever you are working, just try to find out the passion in that specific area. If you are honest with the passion, you are going to honest with the profession, and definitely this passion will go with you in your grave as well. Thank you very much.
I totally agree, Toastmaster Wajahat, that we need passion. And if we have passion, we do not get tired. I can keep on talking about TCF all I want, and I won't get tired because I'm very passionate about it. Our next speech today is by Toastmaster Naveed Aslam, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Javed Bhatti. Please come and
Toastmaster Naveed Aslam, a very decorated and a very consistent speaker of our club, today is delivering a level 4 elective speech. Dynamic leadership is his pathway, and the speech title is Operational Excellence. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to practice developing a change management plan. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a change management plan. And the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you.
Can I here?
I've been a member since 2020, but it really takes better speaking. And soon it doesn't matter what you're saying. Second.
Yeah, just
I want to see that.
yes. So you can run it from there, but there it is. There it is.
yeah. You can see it.
Yeah, I'm operating it.
I just,
Yeah.
I just,
What will you do?
I will do this. Move to the first. Change creates momentum in an organization. Change is constant, but we need to manage the change through effective communication as well as aligning the concerns. The change could be in the place where we work, or it could be in our personal lives. Either we are moving from one country to another, or within the organization we are changing something. This project I have done around 10 years back in a bank, and it impacts the largest group of people who are there, which is called operations. It has 5 verticals, and around 65% of the people were based out in that group. So 5 functions within that organization was, as I mentioned, was a bank, a foreign bank. The purpose of actually starting the project was that there were concerns on the way we operate, we used to operate. And that I have mentioned here at a very high level, the silo mindset. That's actually why the project was initiated in the first place. Difficult to back up because the individual team size were very small that at times when someone's on leave, or at that time we were, Karachi was going through a lot of strikes. So we couldn't manage to back up people effectively. And we had to set up a DR facility, which almost cost the same thing as running the office. And we as organization thought that there is some excess capacity, which we used to call excess fat within those functions. So those were the purposes, the reasons why we have started this project. Right. So in a very summary form, these are the objectives. The objective to break the silence. We wanted the team to be more of a team and work for the organizations, not for the departments they work. The second one is that we wanted to improve the control environment, reduce cost of doing business as every organization paycheck. And then we have to reduce the HR turnover. There was HR turnover, which everyone was uncomfortable with. And of course, the career progression. There was some data, and I'm showing here data because in any plan, you have to have the reason and objective, as well as you have to show it through different data points in order to convince that this makes sense. So I have tried to convince here in terms of the turnaround time that we were actually incurring on different service deliveries. And by doing this project, how we are going to bring down those turnaround times. There were a couple of options how we are going to do that. And in any project or in any plan, this is paramount. So you have to first have, while you are starting, what is the objective and how you are going to do about that. So first option was that we might outsource it. There were countries who were running factories and we could easily outsource that. But since Pakistan is a very low cost location, so we cannot outsource it to somewhere which is high cost location. The cost doesn't make sense. And there were regulatory challenges which actually were restricting us to outsource that to any other country. So the next option was to do it in-house, which is painful, but we decided to do it in-house. Right, this is a high level of plan. That a plan while doing any change management is extremely important, because as far as the hard points are concerned, you have to have some time-bound actions which you need to monitor in order to get through the objectives of the change management. So a plan is more like who is responsible of what, when it will be done. And for that matter, there are other sub-projects which actually assist in completing that plan. There are 7 activities, very high-level activities which I have mentioned, because the project was creating an organization which is lean, efficient, and relevant. So what we intend to do, that rather 5 different silos, we wanted to create an organization which is one organization. So we have to put all the tasks that different functions were doing and segregate those tasks which are like type within those 5 functions, and create a separate function that will create a better turnaround time, that will improve our service to the customer, and that will increase the momentum in the organization. So the first and foremost is actually, because I mentioned 65% of the people were impacted, so we have to go by a very good communication plan, and the terminology that we use is what is in it for me. So the people who were being impacted, so we had discussion with them. There was quite a lot of back and forth, but at the end of the day, it's not democracy. You tend to make 95% of the people on your side, but there are always 5% people, but you have to go what is right for the organization and what is right for the organization, and hence you go by the plan. So that's the communication plan. And apart from the communication plan, there was a governance model that for every change you have to build. So that governance model or monitoring, be it your personal change or organizational change, you have to follow that model through which you monitor, through which you update your stakeholders. So after I did the post-implementation thing, so all the objectives, almost 80% of the objectives were met. And at this point in time, the way the operation organization is working in that bank is actually in line with what I have just mentioned. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naveed Aslam. Keeping in view that we are very short of time today, we won't be having a namaz break. So anyone who wants to go to offer namaz can go silently, and let's take turns so that the room is not empty. And the tea is also served, so you can also have tea, but we'll keep the meeting going on. Our next speech today is by Toastmaster Ballot, and his evaluator is DTM Talab bin Ahmed, and he'll be coming and explaining the message.
Thank you so much. Toastmaster Ballot will be delivering his icebreaker today. The title of his project is Who Am I? Icebreaker is the first project of Toastmasters for every person. But we all realize that it's not only the first project, it's also the 16th project and 32nd project and the 49th project and 65th project. Far be it for me from understanding the logic behind it, but Toastmaster Bilal will be breaking the ice for real today. What is Icebreaker? An icebreaker is a basic 4 to 6 minute speech in which the speaker gets comfortable with the stage. They tell all of us about themselves, and the aim is that we need to get to know the speaker better, and the speaker gets to know all of us better. So everyone, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Bilal. And please know that whenever you start having tea or coffee, that is the precise moment that you'll be called to speak. That's
Thank you, everyone. So, hello, fellow Toastmasters. I am Mohammed Balaluddin, and today I'm delivering my first ever icebreaker speech. Let me rephrase that. Today I'm delivering first ever speech of my life. I have never given a speech in my life before that. I was born as a very shy and introverted kid. So for a fair share amount of my life, I have spent time to develop an addiction of not speaking to anyone about anything. So today, I believe is my first day of rehabilitation center. So if I start hyperventilating in the next 5 minutes, don't panic, it just withdrawal effects. Okay. So apart from being introvert and shy, I have very special talent. I am a big time procrastinator as well. I like to delay things to the point when things starts to fall apart. And when Mr. Imran Rana told me last Saturday that this is the election week and I'm not supposed to give a Toastmaster speech because we don't have slots, so I was really relaxed. I said, okay, well, happy weekend. And then the very next day, he dropped a bomb at me that you are supposed to give me a speech because we have a slot open for it. And we get on a call and he guided me what is the icebreaker speech, what I was supposed to say. He said, just tell me who you are and get comfortable. I said, okay, that's nice. That's okay. That's easy. I put down the phone and I start thinking, who am I? And then I realized the first time someone had asked me, who am I? Beside professional capacity. I said, I don't want to put them up there about my career and my field. So I get very deep introspect of understanding who am I and how I get to be where I am today. So I start thinking all Sunday while I was driving, while I was eating, while I was out with the family. That's what I was thinking. And then take back with the roller coaster ride to my late teenage years. I see a 16-year-old version of Bilal, who was very adamant at that time to pursue ACCA. I can see many faces light up here. I didn't pursue because I thought it was too much of a study. Then I did what every clueless child did. I did PVA for no reason at all. And till my last graduation, the last year of my graduation, I realized that I have no career prospect because I don't like to talk to people. I don't like to involve in companies. So what should I do? Then I heard about this term called content writing. I said, okay, that's nice. I don't have to interact with anyone. I can work in my silos. I can work from home. I can work from anywhere. So I took a couple of courses, get specialized in that field, and I joined the very big product-based company a year after my graduation. And for a whole year in 2019, I didn't make any friends. I worked in my silos. I do my work. I do my lunches alone, and I just go home. And then come 2022, the coronavirus pandemic. And with that, the blessing in disguise for me, work from home. I said, that's a dream come true for me. And now I have to work from home. I don't have to see anyone's faces. I don't have to report to anyone. What more do I want? And the first few weeks, first few months was very good. But after that, I feel a void in myself. I really wanted to express something. I wanted to speak to someone, but I cannot go out because there's everything locked down. I cannot call to anyone because that's not who I am. I don't call. So what should I do? I start feeling agitated. I start feeling upset. I'm sometimes depressed. Then after a few days, my co-worker called me. He was in my team. And he called me after office hours. So he asked me, and I thought it must be about something about work related. So we exchanged greeting, and I said, yes, what do you need? And he said, nothing, I'm just checking on you. How you're doing? And I don't know, somehow I just started venting. I went, I said, government is killing me, man. It's not working. I don't like feel I'm working. I don't feel like doing anything. He said, okay, just a couple of months, no matter, it will resolve. And that can be all for that. So after that, I put down my phone. And after a few minutes, I pick it up and I start calling every one of my friends from my school time to my university time. And I start asking them, how are you doing? And somehow everyone has something to whine about, like mid-20s problem, early problem. Like one of my friends has a girlfriend who was getting married to someone else. And I was just consoling him. One of my friends has got two girlfriends, he couldn't decide who to marry. And one of my friends was getting fired because of economic conditions, so I gave him some career advice. So I realized how someone else imagined me. So I closed my eyes and I imagined myself. What would I do if I meet myself? And I see this apathetic person who doesn't care about anything, who like to share but doesn't care. And I said, I have to change it back. And I start practicing empathy more and more. And I start involving more. I start getting too friendly, not too friendly in my sensibilities. And the very next day, 2021, I hosted a barbecue party at my rooftop, inviting all of my co-workers. Although I changed my company, but I'm still in touch with them. And then I realized it's nice to be empathetic to someone else. So it's nice to say hello to someone else. It's nice to smile to someone else. It's nice to ask, how are you doing? Because that little thing can do wonders for others. So to come back to my question, who am I? In one answer, I still don't know who I am, but I can say one thing. I am a better version of myself. And I promise, inshallah, next week, you will see the better version of this Ballot. So that's all.
That was one of the best icebreaker speeches, first time icebreaker speeches I've ever seen. And I totally agree with you. We need more empathy in our society, and we need more people who call us and ask us how we are doing, and maybe we might vent out to someone. Our last speech for today is by Toastmaster Umair Manaf, and it will be evaluated by Mr. Who will evaluate this speech? Any takers? Oh, has he gone? I think he has gone for Nawaz. Okay, so what should we do now?
Why not ask Toastmaster that?
To evaluate?
Yeah.
Yes. We can evaluate them. Yes.
If she wants to, but for that,
The speaker has gone for Namaz. Who will you evaluate? So we have the evaluator present in the room, but unfortunately our speaker has chosen this time to go to pray. And what do we do?
Yeah, we can. What's next on the agenda?
Table topic.
Yeah, we can go for table topic.
The table topic master is also gone for prayer. So I think we should all just.
Yeah.
And I think we should write in every meeting that we'll be going out for dinner, because the number of people I'm seeing today in beach luxury. So that's a good way to bring people to the meeting. Let's go for dinner every week. Yes. Or at least a month. So is it okay if I also go for my namaz break?
Yeah. What about
Yeah, we can start the
Yes, we can.
We can start the evaluation section.
We can start the all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just jumble up the entire agenda today, and let's call our general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Imran Rana, and we'll start the speech evaluation, keeping in mind that we have to go very fast.
Third Toastmasters and guests, apologies for the interruption. In general evaluation segment, what we do first, we evaluate the speeches, then we evaluate the table topic session, which needs to be conducted first.
Yeah.
And after that, I'll take the reports from the facilitator, and finally, my brief evaluation about today's overall meeting. So our first speaker was Toastmaster Mufattal Mirza and Murtaza. My apologies.
Okay.
And to evaluate Toastmaster Mufattal Murtaza's speech, we have Toastmaster Vishan Aziz. So let's welcome Toastmaster Vishan Aziz.
Sorry for walking straight. I was actually getting ready to go for namaz. Anyways, back to the speech at hand. Professor Mufattal gave a very nice speech. And first thing I'd like to point out was the ending. The last line I thought was very good. I'd like to repeat it. When there's a bang in your life, think before you act. Did you come up with this yourself, or you? Yeah. Very. Maybe it'll come in a book someday. One of the quotes in the book. Looking at the feedback that I was supposed to evaluate, I think you have made progress, and in other things you were doing quite well. I don't know if this was suggested or it's just a natural thing for you. The eye contact was with everyone in the room. I saw that, and I noticed you were moving around the room as well. I noticed also that you didn't get the answer you were hoping for when the book was on the ground, but you played it very naturally, and it didn't look like you were distraught or taken away by it. You actually held it very well, and you said you just said a different perspective, very neutrally accepting others and for any differences, which was quite nice. And sometimes you did have your hand clasped, which I also do as well. But I know you were doing much less. You were doing a lot of gestures and things like that. So that helps. You could have taken more pauses, because sometimes you were going a bit fast, but nonetheless, that didn't distract from your speech itself. It was still well done. And if I was to just evaluate vocal variety, I think it has come a long way, and I'm sure it will continue improving in the future. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishan Aziz, for your valuable feedback. Moving on to our next speaker, we had distinguished Toastmaster Sarfaraz Naveed. To evaluate his speech, I request, yes, Toastmaster Naveed, the stage is all yours.
Sorry, could I just be shuffled into the next one? I've got someone knock on the door. If that's okay.
So are you?
Thank you. I should be back in 2 minutes. I should be back as the third evaluator.
Okay, great. So another shuffle. We are moving towards our third speaker, and our third speaker was Toastmaster Wajahat. And fortunately, Toastmaster Wajahat was present because every time when we request DTM Ali Ashraf to become his evaluator, then he somehow skipped the meeting. So fortunately, both were present today. So let's welcome DTM Ali Ashraf to evaluate Toastmaster Wajahat's speech.
Good evening, Toastmasters. So Toastmasters, what happens when someone follows his passion? What happens? An underage and a so-called underdog figure is going to smash 4 sixes on 4 balls. And this is Toastmaster Syed Bajar, who was passionate about what he's doing and also persuading all of us to do what he's doing. So I must say that he was confident and you have a very interesting journey in Toastmasters. And I must congratulate you for that. Your voice tone was good, and we can feel passion in that. You share your personal stories, and you just exhibit that how to lead by an example. It was inspiring all of us with your stories. Then you discuss about playing guitar, and then you end up with your passion of how to fill the pockets and build empire. And you are doing this right now. How you can improve your speech? First, start with the start. Don't repeat your topic. Just come up with something captivating and that can engage all the audience to receive. Your eye contact seems to be that he was not looking in a camera. Sometimes he was looking on your right or left as he was having something in your mind. Overall, your speech was very good, and you just come up with an act of valor by saying that never worry about your future and follow your passion. Over to the general event.
Okay, before moving on to DTM Sarfaraz evaluation,
I think now he's ready. So
okay, so DTM Sarfaraz was the third speaker, right? Yeah. Second speaker. So let's welcome Toastmaster Fahim Razak to evaluate DTM Sarfaraz speech. So Toastmaster Fahim Razak, the stage is on first.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran Rana. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and especially you, Sir DTM Sarfaraz. You see, any good speech has to have 3 components. It has to have a strong opening, the content, the meaty part, and the closing. And in your case, sir, we can be assured of that. You started with your opening with a poem, with a rhyme, and you spoke about 4 phrases from it, immediately got our attention. But because it's you, even if you had said nothing, even if you had stayed quiet, you would have had our attention. And for the 5 to 7 minutes, if you had just sat there, we would have just had looked at you. because it's you. But then straight away, you moved on to the purpose of your speech, which was, of course, telling the story within a speech. And because it's your story, it had to have a nice looking girl approach you. And I'm still buffled and I'm still mind blowing. How do nice girls approach you? The Perveens, the Nasreens, the woman that you find in your room when you go back to your hotel. And this one, how? I remember back yes, I would be standing, oh, I really like that girl. I want to ask her out, and never mustered the courage. And she would never even look me once. And in your case, just girls just throw themselves at you. But let's come back to the story, the way you narrated the story. You were sitting, you were outside the Burger King, going in, you were hungry, you had 2 choices, 3 choices. And we just thought, I mean, I myself thought I was at the local Burger King. I just could see myself in that situation. And the way you narrated it, you had the vocal variety in there. The girl asked you nicely. You had that variety in there. Then you went to her home. You found her father. He was 250 pounds in weight. He had a bulky voice, bulky figure. You had that expression on your face. Everything was there. And then obviously the title of your speech was Daunting Decision. And that's where your closing part came in. Why was it a daunting decision for you? Because you didn't know how to play with the situation, whether to, what to offer her or what to do for her. And the way you connected the title of the speech with your speech and with the closing. Again, it was a masterpiece that only you can do it. Now, in terms of improvement, you see, there isn't much for me to offer here. But if I have to say something, we know that your stage movement, your stage presence can be extraordinary because we have seen it. I've seen your world, I think it was the semi-finalist that you were in one of the speech, and you had the stage movement in where you were showing the pages from your life in Pakistan. And I just feel like you can do that in every speech. Just move around, just jump around, because it comes naturally to you. I think you just keep yourself really strained not to do it. But why not? Free yourself, do it. And finally, just have one thing to say. You said the next time the girl asks you, you're going to say no English. But what if it was in Pakistan and she asks you in Urdu? Sarfaraz, kahin rukne ke liye jagah nahi hai. What are you going to do?
So humorous speech had a humorous evaluation. Okay, what a great combination. Now I have to switch my position with the Toastmaster of the day, and she will call our last speaker, Toastmaster Marina. So Toastmaster appears as stages.
Okay, so Toastmaster Imran saw the cup in my hand and he said, perfect timing to call him. Our next speech today is by Toastmaster Umair Manaf, and it will be evaluated by Toastmaster Zahra Ibrahim. Toastmaster Zahra, can you please explain the project details of Toastmaster? Yes, Ali, DTM Ali. So, extempore evaluation by are all missing the team.
Am I standing in the right position?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So the purpose statement of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring, and the purpose of his speech was the member to share some aspect of the previous experience as a party leader. So over to the speaker.
I have shown a very great pleasure to come here after almost 8 to 10 meetings. I think I finally started continuing my speech. So Raise your hand if you have joined Toastmaster to become a better leader.
Better leader.
And raise your hand if you have joined the Toastmaster to become a better speaker. In fact, a great speaker. And raise your hand if you have joined Toastmasters to just to have socialized with different type of people and to have a cup of tea with them,
Yes.
like me.
Yes.
So what we can establish with the voting that we had, that we almost have 3 categories of people in our club that have different intention to join this club. But what if we collaborate among themselves and buddy them with among one type of person with different type of person? They will help them to become a better leader. The other one can be a better speaker, in fact, a great speaker. That is where mentoring and mentorship comes into play. And this is my topic of the today. Because together we learn faster and we grow stronger with this collaboration and this mentorship things. Mentor is someone who allows you to see hope inside yourself. Said by Oprah Winfrey. I believe that we all have 3 types of mentors in our life. One are our parents. First one are our parents that are by default, mentors by default, that are with you in your ups and downs. Some parents are stricter, some parents are stricter, some parents are not so stricter. I was fortunate enough, my parents were typical Pakistani parents, but they allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do in pursuing my education and choosing my career, some sort of. But although they were kind enough, they were supportive to allow me for the choices that I made. As my father was a banker, and he has seen chartered accountant, and he was basically spent 40 years in bank, in UBL in fact. So he has seen chartered accountant progressing very quickly and getting. So he wanted me to become chartered accountant and pursue career in banking. Although which was excellent career path for me, but I neither like chartered accountancy, neither banking, or at least UBL. At least if I work, I will not have worked in UBL. So I think that chartered accountancy people have to study whole life and work whole life till morning to night. They have no social life instead of having a lot of money. Although most of us people will disagree. It was my, at that age, my view. So I did my matriculation. I believe that I don't have that skill or that dedication to do chartered accountancy. So I choose a safe passage and did MBA from a reasonable university. Not because I wanted that, because I didn't got an admission in any good one. Then finally, although I was interested in financial sector, so I applied everywhere except banks, but I didn't got any job. Finally, I ended up in banking sector and the same bank in UBL. I got my first job. That I thought that I will move on within few months, but I was a banker for the last 15 years. So that was but because of that freedom and because of my personal choice, I spent but my interest was in non-banking financial sector. So currently I am working in non-banking financial sector due to my freedom that I got with my parents, because the the choice when you get, ultimately you end up of doing that thing only. These were the mentors that we all get by default. The other type of mentors, the second type of, in fact, mentors that we all have in our life is our teachers. That I say there are by force. These mentors can sometimes be anti-mentors. They can crash your confidence that you are duffer, that you can't do anything in your life. And that was the case with me as well. When I was in metric, in intermediate, in metric 9th class, I got C grade, and then I realized that I can only get C grade and just pass grades only in my life. That was I have decided that I am that category of student that my biggest achievement will be to get cleared in all paper. But in matriculation, I got very good teachers in my life that motivated me, with the guidance of them, I started believing myself that I am also good at few things. Same goes in my other education, in intermediate and masters. I got used to get familiar with lot of teacher guidance, with lot of mentors that motivated me and helped me to identify my skill set, what I am good at it. That ultimately helped me to pursue my careers and dreams and what I wanted to do, and fortunately that helped. And I started to realize my strength. So this is the kind of mentors that get in our life, but that we get about by force. The third category of mentors that we have in our life are by choices. That are our friends, our managers, our colleagues. I was fortunate enough to get a very good mentor in my career. Then I was working in my previous organization where I worked almost 9 years. His name was Javed as well. So although we have nothing in common, he was not, we have almost opposite in every, he was not of my religion, he don't like what I like in eating, he don't, even we have different sleeping habits. He wake up at 4 o'clock, I wake up just 15 minutes before the office time. So we have a different political view. So with these differences, we used to have a lot of debates, we used to have a lot of discussions, and he was kind of mentor that also enhanced my skill set and forced me to realize that I am something I can do, and has helped me to achieve a lot of things in my career. These are the three types of mentor that everyone have in their life. But once we found any mentor, we should give him importance, give him whatever advice he gives, we should follow those advices and give importance and follow his guidance, irrespective of his community, Greek or discrimination or whatever caste he is or whatever likes or dislikes we have. Because these mentors give you hope in your most difficult times of your life, in up and downs, and ultimately help you to show strength out of yourself and success in your career, in mentally and physically. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Umar Manaf. And thank you for showing Ballot with the time again. Just keep it down. I want to finish my speech today. Moving on, we are done with the prepared speech segments. Timer has all the speakers qualified.
Yeah.
So can you please come and give the report? Or you can just...
I'll just give the report right here. So we have Toastmaster Naveed Aslam, who exceeded his time by 8 seconds. And we have, I think, Toastmaster Manaf, who is also qualified.
So 3.
No, 2.
3. 3 speakers will be voted. We had 5, we had 6. So our vote counter, our regular vote counter, weekly vote counter, he will be floating a poll in the WhatsApp group and also on the Zoom chat?
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll be floating a poll in the WhatsApp group and in the Zoom chat. Please vote for the best speaker. And now we move on to the most awaited, the table topic session. And today, the table topic master is Toastmaster Shakiluddin. Active listening project as well. Is he doing that? Okay. And he's also doing the active listening project.
Toastmasters. Today, the purpose of the table topics is that we have to encourage and we speakers should show their valor and by their impromptu speech. So, and the timing of these speeches are 1 to 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, you have 30 seconds extra. But after 2 minutes and 30 seconds, you will be disqualified. The topic is very easy, and as the theme of the day is dreams, all 3 topics are related to dreams, and we have 3 speakers. So I will invite first speaker, Zara Ibrahim. Then your topic is I love my dreams. Okay, I love my dreams.
Okay, so the word of the day is
Weather.
Okay. I love my dreams. All right. I love my dreams. All right. So dreams, as we all know, dreams make you alive. And no matter you fulfill them in your life, but at times we have so many dreams at one point of time that everyone has ambitions. And I think it's very important to, have those dreams because it gives you a lot of hope and it keeps you on going, no matter in what stage or difficult times you are in, but dreams makes you ongoing. And if someone is in difficult position or in difficult period of time, or it's challenging for him or her, but he must have those visions that I will inshallah get across them and will able to fulfill my dream. And moreover, it's very important to follow your dreams as well. If you have a dream, you must have that courage to fulfill it as well. And the word of the day. Yeah, valor. So you have that bravery and valor to pursue them. That's all.
Thank you, Zara. You showed your valor. So our next speaker is TM Basil. Is not here. So anybody volunteer? You came there. You came there. And your topic is I hate my dreams. I hate my dreams. Valor.
Here is a disclaimer. I won't be using valor as a word. And I hate my dreams, because these are the dreams which make us uncomfortable. The life we got, and we have only one chance, either to use it, either to pursue your dreams, or have a relaxed, chill life. So my advice to all of you, hate your dreams. Because I hate my dreams. Once I have dreamt of reaching to Mount Everest, and you can all know I cannot do that. So why waste my time? Yes, I can be someone's motivational talk, and that there was a brave guy who has a dream, who went to the Mount Everest and haven't returned. Why waste your time? So I hate my dreams again. There are a lot of reasons, because when dreams are shattered, and if you don't have someone to pick you up, then you will say that we got one motivational speaker in Karachi Toastmasters Club, and he has rightly said we should hate our dreams. And by the way, there's a rule that whenever you come to stage, put your phones on the silent. I hate my dreams. I hate my mobile phone. So I have more minutes. I have a dream of becoming Karachi Toastmasters member. But I hate my dream.
Thank you, Kalian. The thing which you said that when your dreams not becomes true, then you get so much depressed. So you hate your dreams, right? Okay, our third speaker is TM Hassan. Your topic is, I don't believe on my dreams. I mean, yes. I mean, if you see the dreams by your open eyes, so when you started doing what you want to achieve, so it becomes easier for you to achieve your dreams, and when your eyes are open and you're thinking about something to get. But when you see the dream by in the when you are sleeping, so that makes you uncomfortable first, and then you woke up and you see on the mobile phone and search about the dream. Okay, what is meant by this? What I saw in the dream. So you make yourself in a bad position. Oh, this could be happening. This could be happening like this. So I think by dreaming, when you see that things in your real life and make that thing happen in your upcoming life, that will make you ease in terms of achieving this target. So I think this is what I have time. But since this is my first day here, so I'm just grabbing what is happening out there. So okay, these are the things. So I need to be prepared in the future. All are qualified? Yes.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shakiruddin. And this was his first time as a Toastmaster. So let's give him a big round of applause. Now we would continue with our previously held general evaluation session, and I would like to call.
Why not go for a section?
Okay, so you should tell me that.
We have 4.
Okay, so Alhamdulillah, we have the quorum.
Yeah.
And we would now proceed for the next year's XCOM elections. And the election chair is Toastmaster Henali. Please give a big round of applause.
Good evening, everybody. Am I clearly audible? Hopefully visible. Okay. First off, just a small correction. I am not the leadership committee chair. Our chair is Toastmaster Purusa Kaval, who will not be here with us today. So I am standing.
She's online.
She's online. Yeah. Okay. So we will be holding our executive committee elections for Karachi Toastmasters Club for the year 2022-2023. As has been shared with you before, we had formed a leadership committee or a nomination committee and invited nominations. And we announced our nominations last week on the 1st of June. So today we'll be carrying on with this election process. Just to tell you very quickly, what we have are 7 positions of the executive committee, which you all are aware of: President, Vice President Education, Vice President Membership, Vice President Public Relations, Secretary, Treasurer, and last but not the least, the Sergeant at Arms position. Now, as we start this process, what I will be doing is announcing each of these nominations with the highest ranking nomination first. And after that, for each, I will ask from the floor if any of our members would like to contest for this particular position. I will ask thrice. And if nobody stands from the floor, I will ask a person in our audience, we have the secretary or anyone member of EXCOM who could then just cast a vote in favor of the nominated person for the position, who will then be considered elected. For the actual process of our election, in case we do have somebody who stands from the floor, we will have 2 minutes of speech time for each of those people, our nominee and the people or persons who have stood from the floor. I would like for you to know you will have only 2 minutes, so you'll be clapped off after 2. You cannot speak for more than 2 minutes if you decide to go forward. And after that, and you will be announced by in alphabetical order of your last name to come and speak, either online or if you're here present. After that, we'll have a secret ballot. For the secret ballot, we've had another group, as DTM Saad very nicely put it, so that we could have all the members who are paid, because only paid or members in good standing of the club can actually vote. And he has kindly created that group. We also have quorum, which is 51% of the members have to be present or online to be voting. So we'll have the secret ballot and the results will be announced. DTM Saad, will you be able to show them on the screen? Yes, okay, that's great. So we'll show them up on screen, and the person with the highest votes will be the elected person in that position, member in that position. So I'm hoping that everybody is okay with this process. Yes. All right, so let's start. Our first position of the day is that of president. As announced last week, our nominee for president is Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. May I please ask one of the members to please second this nomination? Thank you, Toastmaster Rabia. So Toastmaster Hiba is our nominee. And I'd now like to ask members if anybody would like to stand for this position from the floor. Would any member like to stand for the position of the president from the floor? And for the last time, would any member like to stand for the position from the floor? I hereby close this nomination, and please give a resounding applause to our president. No, she will speak. Yeah. All right. So, Toastmaster Hiba, can we please have you here for 2 minutes?
Hello Toastmasters and guests. Here I am, Naveed Khan, presenting myself for your vote as the president of Karachi Toastmasters Club. I have been with the club for more than 4 years now and have worked in different capacities with different leaders of the club. It is time for me now to take up the role of the leader. This will be an important opportunity for me to know my strengths, to direct how to improve them as a leader, and also to know my weaknesses of what I cannot do. This will provide me the guidelines to continuous learning. I hope with the desire of continuous learning, I will be able to create an integrity in my leadership role. As Peter Drucker once said, the spirit of the organization is created from the top. I would like to work for continuous learning as the key spirit of a club. And I can also assure you of my sincerity, seriousness, and hard work, through which my leadership will be exercised as the president of the club. With these comments, I once again present myself for the position and your consideration.
Thank you very much for the vote of confidence for her. Thank you. Now on to our second highest ranking position, that is of VP Education. And our nominee, as selected by the committee and announced last week, is DTM Talha bin Hamid. May I ask a member to please? Thank you. Okay. So we have two people seconding Toastmaster Saad did it first. Huh?
It's not yet honorary.
Honorary. So Toastmaster Imran Rana has seconded the nomination. And now I'd like to ask the members, would anybody be interested to stand from the floor for the position of VP membership education? A second time, anybody would like to stand from the floor for VP education? And finally, last time, anybody interested to stand for the position of VP education? I hereby close this nomination. DTM Talha bin Hamid,
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ida. Long time no see. So, this is my third nomination as VP Education. And I don't promise miracles. I can't promise miracles. I can promise that this spell will be better than the last, especially filling the shoes of current VP Education is next to impossible. But what I can promise is this: you will get the best Toastmasters education experience on the planet. And you will always get a speech slot whenever you ask for it, provided you put in the time and effort that Toastmasters require. That is all we ask of you. And of course, the renewals, but since I'm not the VP membership, so that's all I ask. And I promise that it will be my utmost effort on behalf of the entire executive committee, that whatever effort and time and dedication and love you put in towards your growth will be returned to you tenfold. And I believe we have proved that time and again over the past few years. Over to you.
Now for the third position in the executive committee, that of vice president membership. Our nomination committee, as they announced last week and as I announced today, our nominee is Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Online. Who's online with us. Right. Is there somebody who can please second his nomination? Thank you, Toastmaster. And now I'll ask members here, sorry, members there. Is anybody interested to take up this role, would like to stand for the position of VP membership? A second time, is anybody interested or would like to stand for the floor for VP membership? And a third time, would anybody like to stand for the position of VP membership? I hereby close the nomination. Congratulations, VP membership.
Thank you, TM Hina Ali. I am truly humbled and privileged to be nominated for VP membership. You see, I joined this club 6 months ago, just over 6 months ago. And in the last 6 months, I have learned so much, made so many friends, socialized in the club. Every week, I would want to turn up physically if I am in the city. And I've loved every bit of it. And the reason I went for this position is because I want to pay back in any way I can. This is a great club. I truly believe that everyone who will join any Toastmaster club, but particularly KTC, has a long way to go, like in terms of learning, in terms of meeting people, socializing, and everything that comes with it. So I'm truly dedicated to it. And you see, normally when the election happens, the candidates want to promise the earth. But in this situation where we are, it's already is at the top. You have new members giving icebreaker speech every week. So all I want to say, I want to build on it. I want to just make it even more like, instead of one, maybe have 2 icebreaker speech. That should be our goal. And that's where I will be working towards. And with that, thank you very much. And over to you, TM Hina Ali.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fahim, and congratulations. Our fourth position, that of Vice President Public Relations or PR. Our nominee is Toastmaster Kareem Nigani. Can I have a member please second this nomination? Thank you, Toastmaster Imran. And I'd like to ask from the floor and the members in the Zoom meeting, is anybody interested to stand from the floor for the position of VP PR? Second time, any member interested to stand from the floor for VP Public Relations? And a last time, is any member interested to stand from the floor for Vice President-elect Public Relations? I hereby close the nominations. And congratulations, Toastmaster Kareem Nigani.
He actually has a video to play. So I'm actually trying to play it.
So the floor is yours.
My recommendation for Vice President is since then, it's always been a very integral part of my life. And the Toastmasters provides the most. One of them is to work in the executive committee. And I thought that this year I can be part of the Vice President Marketing, as I am not available in Pakistan, but I can do online work for Karachi Toastmaster Club. I can do the communication which is required for Karachi Toastmaster Club, and also the social media marketing. I've been professional in this in my work also, and I think that my nomination will help KTC
And I will definitely try that we bring the level up for KBC, especially in marketing department. So I'm looking forward for your votes. Thank you very much.
Thanks to Toastmaster Kareem Meghani for sending us that video. He doesn't realize he's in uncontested. So well done. Okay, now for our fifth position in the club, that of secretary, I'd like to announce again our nomination of Toastmaster Ali Zalman. May I please have a member nominate? Thank you very much for seconding that. So with that, I'd now like to ask the members in the club and in the Zoom meeting, would anybody be interested to stand on the floor for the position of secretary? Once. Anybody interested to stand from the floor for the position of secretary? Twice.
Do you want me to stand?
Okay, and going one last time, anybody interested to stand for the position of secretary? You're not a member with standing, I'm so sorry. So, and with that, I close the nominations. Toastmaster Ali Zalman. Club secretary.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, this is Ali Aslam, as you all know. Yes. I have been coming here for a long time, and I was just doing coming and going, nothing else. So I have decided to take part in this club, and I am contesting for secretary of executive committee. I am currently working in Pair Investment Company. There is a department, risk management department, and we have a committee, market risk committee. If in my company, any department wants to invest anywhere, they come to this committee and take approval. And I am the secretary of that committee. Another committee, sir gave a speech where he told that there are silos in different departments. So we are implementing a software, and there were silos. That's why the software was not implementing in fast pace. So I put up a proposal that there should be a committee, working committee, IT working committee. They said, okay, that you are a secretary and there is no other position in that committee. So I am the secretary of that IT working committee. And this is the third committee which I am going to have a role of secretary. So I will give my best to add value in this committee, and inshallah I will be assisting different roles like
Welcome to our secretary, our career secretary, to this position in our ExCom. Finally, the penultimate role in our executive committee, that of club treasurer, and our nominee is Toastmaster Naveed Aslam. May I have somebody second that nomination? Toastmaster and Toastmaster. All right, with that, again, I ask you, is anybody willing to stand on the floor for the position of treasurer once?
The nominated candidate willing to
Please. Okay, twice, the second time. Is anybody willing to stand or would like to stand for the position of club treasurer? And one last time, any member willing or considering to stand for this position of club treasurer. I hereby close this nomination, and congratulations, Toastmaster Naveed Aslam.
Over the treasury of one of the world's poorest.
I'm honored. Last time when I could not take up this role was that I thought I might not be able to do justice in terms of time. Fast forward 1 year, same situation, but the bunch of people, wonderful people, I want to stay dormant. So this might be one of the ways that I will attend more meetings. And actually this role might push me to contribute. And I hope I will do justice with whatever role is this, which I think will be the fastest and very high-tech derivative kind of stuff which I might do.
You bet.
Thank you very much.
Short, sweet, and to the point. Have a great treasurer.
Just like KTC's meeting.
And finally, as I said, the last but not the least, very, very important role in the club, that of Sergeant at Arms. And our nominee is Toastmaster, one of our newest members. So hats off to you for standing up and showing the valor to take up this position. Toastmaster Mufaddal, say that right?
Yes.
Mufaddal Murtaza. Can I have some? Toastmaster Imran has seconded that role. Can I ask members from the floor if anybody would like to stand for the position of SAA, Sergeant at Arms, a second time? Anybody interested to stand for the floor for Sergeant at Arms? And finally, would any member like to stand for the position of Sergeant at Arms? And I close the nominations and hereby announce the election of Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza as Sergeant at Arms elect to serve.
Thank you very much, team, for the elections. And thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity. Though I recently joined KTC and I would take the privilege to be more younger than Fahim. I just joined 4 months ago. He joined 6 months ago. So I have a privilege to join this executive committee, and I would also like to thank TM Imran for motivating me and generating the valor to take this position. As Sergeant at Arms, I know this role would not be an easy task. It's a very hectic task, I believe, and TM Imran is doing this job along with the BP job at its best. And for this, again, I would request TM Imran and all the executive committee members to support me in this role. The reason I chose this position was that I just work in Barrier Complex 1 and beach luxury is at my arm's length. So I believe that I will be in a better position to add value to the club. So that's all from my side.
Thank you again, Toastmaster Mufaddal, and thank you to all of the members who are here present in person and in the Zoom meeting to be part of the selection. Thank you very much. And over to you, Toastmaster.
Give the election. And now
And here our nomination team was headed again by Toastmaster Musa and Toastmaster Anam was a very important integrity part. I'm sure she was one of the people who's convinced a number of you to take a vote. Thank you.
Congratulations, the new XCOM. Let's give a big round of applause. smooth election we had today. So quick. Yes.
You wanted anything different?
No, that was perfect. And I would also like all of you to give a big round of applause to the previous ex-com who has served us wonderfully for the last year. That is what I said. Correct. Existing.
22 days.
22 days to go. It has been a wonderful year, and thanks to the ex-com, myself, and we had great mentors in the KPC ex-com committee. Moving on, we now will continue with our general evaluation. And our general evaluator for today was Toastmaster Imran Rana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's continue where we left.
You are the GP and the VP. Yes. We were
Okay, we have
going
completed those DTM Sarfaraz evaluation. So let's have a listening test. Who was the fourth speaker? Without seeing the agenda.
Toastmaster Ballot.
Yes, Toastmaster Ballot. So to evaluate his speech, let's request a distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Khalid. After that, the stage is all yours.
From one introvert to another. You should be proud. And I recall that this is exactly the note on which my first icebreaker ended. Who am I? I don't know. And I have no hopes of knowing. Maybe you guys can tell me. So you had a superb start, humorous start, and you had us at hello. Like when you were, now I'm struggling to read my writing. So you painted your introversion or lack of desire to talk to people as an addiction, and you told us through, or you took us through the steps of rehabilitation. That was absolutely vivid imagery. I haven't encountered that kind of imagery anywhere, and that's too vivid for my comfort. So I'm wondering, maybe in future speeches we'll hear some more of your experiences. You were very creative. You had self-deprecating humor. You were superbly confident. The way you laid yourself out as an introvert, a procrastinator, and a lot of other things which are not that good. I'm so sorry. You said them yourselves. I'm not bringing you down. But you put yourself out there, and it was lovely. You had ease. You had confidence. It didn't seem at all like this was your first speech. I believe in addition to being a procrastinator, you are a liar as well. So, you had inklings of a style of stand-up comedians, and that is something very conducive towards humorous speeches. The ease with which and the flow with which your jokes flew, and you gave the audience pauses to absorb those jokes, and then you moved on to a new one. So absolutely fantastic job there. You thought and thought about yourself, who you were, what you wanted to be. And congratulations, that's what introverts are best at doing. So your introversion has brought you there. You had superb eye contact, and finally you had a very distinct kind of humor that is very rarely seen, and that's deadpan humor. You weren't displaying much vocal variety. You were delivering your jokes in a deadpan manner. And that's where I believe the one improvement area comes, that you could have used some more vocal variety in your speech. You undersold your jokes at points, and you could have done so well with those. Just look how the audience was laughing along with you on your jokes. Imagine if you had amped up the vocal variety a little bit more. we would have been in stitches, but not at all times, only through some jokes. So overall, absolutely fantastic icebreaker. Be proud to be an introvert and remain an introvert, because introverts do wonders like you did today. A little more vocal variety could have added spice to your speech, but overall, fantastic job. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Talhat Mohammed. Once again, we would like to give you a big round of applause for this masterpiece icebreaker speech. I'm glad that I didn't read your speech. Okay, moving on to our next evaluator, Toastmaster Naveed Aslam was our one of the fifth speaker, and let me welcome the third place winner of the video speech contest and 2 times winner of KTC's ISC's International Speech Contest. Please welcome Toastmaster.
Now that you are a member of XCOM, I'm not sure if I remember my evaluation the way I wrote it, but I'm on track. So I commend you for coming here and taking the bull by horns. This is the first time I'm seeing you live. Before that, I've seen you on screen. So commendation on that. And the speech was about managing change. And this was also the purpose of your Pathways project. One thing, that there was some glitch in the beginning while we were settling the slides and all. But I noticed that you just designed a gesture to change the slides, and you pointed out to Mr. Talha, and you said, when I do this, you should change the slide. And there was some mix-up in that. You were doing that, he was typing, and it was all over, and that brought me, I went into my deja vu, and I remember when I messed up like that. There was an auditorium full of people, maybe 500 people, and I was managing the slides of the owner of that organization, and they were around 150 slides, and he was on 25th maybe, and I was on 57. And I thought that day I will be fired, but thank God my mother's prayer came to my rescue, and somehow I was able to secure my job. So next time, never take that risk. And but you know what happens? Your slides were full of content. Maybe you prepared those slides, as you mentioned, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, right? 10 years old project it was. So maybe you could have altered some content in that so that it is relatable to the audience present here. Because it looked like it was a full project presentation for a bank employees only. How does it connect with the audience? There was some, the connection was missing. Maybe you could work on that, because you yourself mentioned that you use a terminology, what is in it for me? So I asked you, what was in it for us? I missed that connection, how that content was relatable to the audience here. Apart from that, the speech did full justice to the project requirement, but maybe you were missing to take along the audience. That's about it from my side. Over to you.
Just okay, so we have completed Toastmaster Muqaddal, then became Sarfraz, then Toastmaster Naveed Aslam, Sayyid Wajahat, and now Toastmaster Now. So let's welcome Toastmaster Zara Ibrahim to evaluate Toastmaster Umar.
Thank you very much. So I will be evaluating my speaker. All right. So yes. So he asked a question to the audience, and he started off with the speech. and which made his speech quite engaging as well, and indulge others' perspectives as well in a way which added value to his speech, being a speaker. And it was very interactive as well. He seemed confident. Where's my? He's not here. Okay. So yeah, he seemed confident and he was facing the audience, and moreover, his hand was facing towards the audience, and he also had covered the stage area quite effectively. He talked about mentoring and mentorship and the relationship, and by adding a concrete rationale to it, by giving an example. And moreover, he talked about three types of mentors, the parents, the teachers, and friends. So he talked about these things in general. But as a project, it's mentioned that how Toastmasters mentoring envisions, as a person. So that was a bit missing. Moreover, he added the real life story, the personal story of his father by giving an example about the mentors. And yeah, so as we all know, there are some gray areas as well which can be worked upon. And so he talked about mentor in general, like by giving three types of mentors, like the types. And he hasn't mentioned any specific mentor, or also there's also one thing when we have a paper in our hand, so it's also distracting a bit. Like if we have, although we are not reading from it, but eventually we are reading from it a bit. So moreover, when I talk about time management, because I think he wasn't seeing the timer maybe, and at the end he became a bit anxious, and I think he disqualified as well, maybe. So moreover, moreover, I'm very sorry. The voice modulation. So he can incorporate the voice modulation, and maybe how he ended up being a Toastmaster. He could have added that valuable information in his speech. And moreover, although it was a wonderful speech, great attempt, he drafted his speech quite well, with good hand gestures, and concluded on a good note that how mentors, keep us going and by seeing good in us. And he talked about hope in the end. So I will say that hope is being able to see light, dark despite all the darkness. So I will just conclude my speech here.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Zara Ibrahim. This concludes our debate speech evaluation segment. And I request our timer, as everyone qualified for.
Yes.
Yes. So request the de facto vote counter to please circulate the link. Already done. So moving on to our second segment, that is table topic evaluation. And let's welcome the President-elect, Toastmaster Hibara Islam, on stage to give her evaluation.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests. There were three speakers in all. The first one was PM Zara Ibrahim. The topic she had was given I love my team. The positive of the speech were good body movement, good flow of speech, facial expressions. Then a room of improvements should have covered the stage a bit more. Reading and vocal variety. PMZ Kalia, all the positives I found no room of improvement. good body movement, good speech was negative. Yes, speech was negative, but overall. Okay, so the positives were good body movement, good covering of stage, vocal variety, good facial expressions. And the last was guest Hassan. But I'll still give it. So the positives were good hand movement and good flow speech. And covering of the room of improvements which he could have done was covering of stage, vocal variety. And I guess a bit of his body was too stiff during the speech. That's about it. And PM Shafiquddin, overall, you conducted the tabletop session quite well. I suppose they could have been more speakers, but yes, due to time constraints, so it was, and I liked your topic of table topics, the topic of the table topic section, because it was easy to connect with, because we all have dreams in one.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hiba Reisan. Now it's time for me to take reports from the facilitator. Our first facilitator is the Canadian and Wordmaster. So let's welcome Toastmaster Ali Zagran.
Our word of the day was whaler. TM Rabia used that word 2 times. Sarfaraz Nadeer 1 time. TM Naveed 1 time. Ali Asher 1 time. Umair 1 time. Shakiluddin 1 time. TM Zara forcefully 3 times. DTM Zaid 1 time, TM Hina 1 time, Mufaddal 1 time. For grammarian part, I witnessed a pattern of some mistakes in the meeting. If you overthink about passion, so it will be great. If you use if you start your sentence with if, don't use so. When we are young, then we have passion. If you are starting your sentence with when, don't use then. Although I have dash dash dash, but so when you use although, don't use but. When you use conjunction like if, when, while, although, since, don't use another conjunction in the same sentence. Thank you.
Moving on to our next facilitator, our timer is distinguished Toastmaster Ballot. So let's welcome to share his.
All right. Thank you so much, dear evaluator. So the meeting started 6 minutes late. But the good news is that it stayed 6 minutes late. So we made up good time. Some of the evaluations were a little too short today. Some of the speeches were exactly at 5 minutes. So everybody put on their little chair subconsciously. I believe everybody was looking forward to the dinner. All the speakers were qualified except for 2, that is common knowledge. And all the evaluators were well within time. And the individual segments, despite the reshuffling of the evaluation and the election and the table topics and speeches, who knows, everything stayed right on track. We didn't suffer any delay, so everyone deserves a big round of applause.
Do we have Toastmaster Musa with us?
No.
Okay, so let's check our listening skills for listening test. Let's welcome Toastmaster Wasim.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So, to start with, Napoleon Hill will be having a really bad day at in his grave. How you treated things and grow rich. Okay. What was the purpose of that corporate training session which Mufaddal was taking? Correct. How many times did he put that book down on the floor?
3 times.
4 times. Coming to DTM Sarfaraz, from which book did he quote that his quotation?
Was there a book?
It was Tale of Two Cities. I was asking that's from Charles Dickens. Yeah. Next time when a woman asks GTM Sarfaraz a particular question, what is he going to say?
No English.
Okay. Can someone list the passion of Toastmaster Bazaar?
Cricket.
Correct. How many balls did he take to make 29 runs? 7 balls. Change is variable or constant? What do we call the excess capacity? The jargon that Toastmaster Naveed was. Excess fact. Toastmaster Naveed was working on how many functions? 5. What was the biggest talent of Toastmaster Bilal?
Procrastination.
What was the most important question that raised in his mind, that came up in his mind?
Who am I?
You know, I have a really big objection that the word master was share his report in the end, because it was really an act of valor to share his introverted stories. And trust me, I can relate to that. Coming to Toastmaster Manaf, who did he quote it? Can someone? Oprah. Who is the de facto mentor? Who is the mentor by choice?
Friends. Colleagues.
And who is the mentor by force?
Teachers.
Thank you. That's from myself.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful and amazing listening report. Now it's time for me to evaluate the week in general. I hope no one is left. Okay. So today we started on time. VP Education was present at 5:30. President was there too. Okay, so today's overall meeting was amazing. We had a wonderful 6 wonderful speeches with spot on evaluation. Table topic session was conducted by our debutant Toastmaster Shakir. Just few tips, if you could have add more, so that that would fulfill your objective. Means this is your active listening project, so you should have responded more to the speakers. You also need to remind the word of the day, which we did not hear that. And Toastmaster Bilal, amazing, wonderful icebreaker speech. We want you to please carry on. next week you are also delivering your second project.
Don't procrastinate.
No, even not. Because once I told him to deliver the icebreaker speech, he started. Actually, his mind started working. So he did. So if you are saying that you are a procrastinator, you are not. Okay. Overall, we had a smooth election process, and I would like to congratulate all the elected ExCom members and pray for our club to success more and reach to good heights, new heights, sorry. And overall, I loved the whole session with few minor improvements. The whole meeting was amazing. So let's not wait everyone for the dinner. So please welcome the sponsor of the day, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Imran Rana. So now we have come to the end of our meeting. The theme dreams. I hope and I wish that you all dream high and you all take the votes. Okay, I have been stopped. Please vote for the best facilitators and also for the best Big Four. So as I was saying, no, that's okay. Please dream anything, dream high, make your dreams bigger, and take actions. Don't just keep dreaming and procrastinating and just reasoning about them. Take actions, because that is what will take you places. I see on time that we have DTM Malik Umair with us. DTM Malik Umair, please say a few words.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rabia Zishan. As always, it's a pleasure to be here with all of you and to listen to all of you and to learn from all of you. It's always energizing, and it's a sort of energy booster to be here with all of you. I would love to congratulate the newly elected ExCom. You're going to do a wonderful job next year, I'm sure of that. Try to dream big, try to set new milestones, and try to work on achieving those dreams regardless of what everyone else around you says. You know yourself, what you are capable of. Within your heart, you know that. And if you can dream big to realize that potential, start working on that dream, start blocking all the negative energy around you. And I can guarantee you that you can live that dream if you start working on it. I would also like to congratulate everyone who delivered their speech today, especially our icebreaker, the member who delivered the icebreaker. If I didn't miss his name, it's Toastmaster Bilal, I think. And he exhibited a lot of valor in taking his first step towards his Toastmasters journey and delivering his icebreaker. Kudos to all of you. Keep coming to Toastmasters meeting, keep working on yourself, keep dreaming, and keep working on achieving those dreams. Thank you once again for having me with all of you today. Over to you, Toastmaster Rabia.
For those of you who are new to Toastmasters and who do not know, DTM Malik Umair is the current PQT Program Quality Director of the entire district, Pakistan, and he is the upcoming district director as well. These are the words, these are the distinctions which I got to learn like after 6-7 months of me being a Toastmaster. What does this DD stands for and what does PQT stand for and CGT stands for. So don't worry, you will get to know them in few months. But just to let you know that DTM Umair is the Program Quality Director and the upcoming District Director. I would now like to call the current District Director of Pakistan, who is also our President, DTM Talha bin Hamid, to come and
And as we move towards the end of the meeting and towards dinner, of course, my eyes are deceiving me. It's 9:05, and we are about to end the meeting. We had six speeches. we had an election. So it was possible. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, did we miss some segment of something? Because yeah. So I think all credit goes to our VP Education for creating the agenda. Us that despite the reshuffling and everything, we stuck. But we can spend another 30 minutes congratulating ourselves for sticking to the agenda, which is not a good look because the PQD is in the meeting. So no, PQD might be always not on time. You don't need to worry about it. So moving on to the results for today, not the election results, you already heard those, but the Critics' Choice Speech Award. And for those of us who are joining us today, the Critics' Choice is a combination of two things. The first 50% weightage is assigned to the speech's quality as per the International Speech Contest ballot. And the second 50% is assigned to how closely the project adhered to its purpose. So this is worked out by a secret judge and of course our VP, because he compiles the results from the judges and the evaluators. And today, third place goes to Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. Congratulations. Second place goes to our icebreaker Toastmaster Bilal. And no prizes for guessing the first place. Yeah, so we have the voting results ready by our perennial vote counter. And the reason he is the vote counter is, everyone please note, he floats the vote the minute the second the segment ends. And he is equally responsible for our meeting being on time. So over to you to start.
So for Toastmasters, and guess, wow. After a long time, that's actually a very big room. So we are about to go out and eat, but first, let's just warm ourselves with the results. The best prepared speaker, the introvert, Toastmaster Bilal. No, I don't hate at the best table topic speaker, but the best table topic speaker is BTM Zaid Kali. Yes. The best prepared speech evaluator after a very tough race, and yes, tough race. You got the idea. It was a tough race, but the best prepared speech evaluator goes to DTM Talab bin Hafiz. The best facilitator award goes to the most active person in the room, Toastmaster Wasim. And the best big four goes to the person who was the most prepared of us all, the Toastmaster of the day.
Nice to see you not among the list of winners. As always. No, you are there. And I'm pretty surprised that the evaluators will tell me we check the ballot because these guys never vote for me. So thank you so much, everyone. And we have a couple of.
No one listened to it. No one listened to it. No one listened to it.
Oh, I could have done without that information anyhow. So we have a very distinguished guests with us today. And now the elections are over. We no longer have a problem with giving stage time to anyone. DT is there. Could you come and
When Toastmaster Rabia was giving stage time to our DD-elect, Mayor DTM or Mayor Malik, I was thinking that there's a violation. That we should give equal chance to district trio-elect. And I think DTM Talha bin Ahmed is such a great personality. That's why he has invited me. So the meeting was good. I have to perform G role. But I thought that today we have approximately ended our meeting on time. That's why you have called me. But I think you can save 30 minutes as well. I have an idea. If we don't applaud and clap for people, you can save 30 minutes and you can go home. But the downside is how we will motivate people. Okay. So cut down unnecessary applaud and you will save 20 minutes. So anyhow, the meeting was good. And as I'm coming here for the third time consecutively, and I'm feeling that I have to renew my membership. Otherwise, new XCOM can ban anyone because for guests, they can do that. So I'm thinking still, and if you can perform better next time, I may consider of not hitting this dream of renewing my membership. I can do that, but it's up to current XCOM. They have to perform and they have to raise bar and make 2 to 3 clubs in the first month so that I can be here every time for discussing how we can make new clubs, and that's my role. So inshallah, one day, day one will come soon and I will be becoming.
It is always an honor to have you, and despite the fact that you haven't renewed, you will always remain a part of Karachi Toastmasters Club. And we have another very special guest, Toastmaster Zahra. Please. We are celebrating ending on time.
Although I've spoken a lot, but still I'm here. So thank you very much for such a wonderful meeting, I must say, with wonderful speakers, wonderful evaluators, excluding me. And moreover, if I talk about table topics, so being there online and coming here, because throughout these years, I joined Toastmasters, Rao IBHM Club in 2020, December. Yes, December 2020. And throughout those years, I joined online. And I just went there for two to three times to Rao IBHM basically. Then we shifted here. So that's the point that I can't go that far. So, but I still join my meetings. And KTC is like seems like my own club, honestly speaking. So thank you very much for always welcoming me so warm-heartedly, and thank you very much to all these people, the district trio, I will say. No, these people, DTM Talha, the VP Education, and even that guy. DTM Z Talia, ZK. Yeah, actually, I did it intentionally just to add humor, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
So a couple of announcements. The first one is our academy meeting is happening at 11 a.m. this Saturday. So please, anyone who wants speaking slots or a keynote, you're welcome.
The keynote is already decided.
All right, keynote is already decided. The speaking slots and evaluator slots and round robin evaluator slots and language evaluator and time. Yeah, so all are open. And our humorous speech contest is taking place inshallah on the 18th, which is again a Saturday. Yeah, 18th of June. Yeah. It will be online. It will be online because some of our participants are online. So we have to go online for that. Unless they try to come here and catch a flight and come here, we'll more than welcome them. And of course, we'll get them a very nice dinner. So with that, I believe those are the announcements. And I thank you all once again and see you all next week. Thank you so much.